This is Michael Passmore. I'm the senior minister at Central Christian Church in downtown San Antonio. This is a Wednesday video here in the study. We've started doing sermon preparations for our worshiping in one place together. Last Sunday was a success, and we want to continue doing it as safely and as securely as possible, while at the same time enjoying the seeing of one another and experiencing firsthand the beautiful music offered by our choir members. The scripture today comes to us from the 18th chapter of Matthew's Gospel, verse 15 through 20. It's a section dealing with when we have dissent, when we have disagreements among people, especially with those who are inside of the church, how we handle it. I read an odd little meme the other day. It had to make me laugh. I hope it will you, if you can understand it. It took me a little while. A man walks into the doctor's office. Doctor, I've eaten something that disagrees with me. And shortly after he said that, a voice comes from his belly, and the voice says, "Oh, no, you haven't." Well, that's one way of saying something inside of you disagrees. Disagreements. We've had food that didn't agree with us, but much more often there are people with whom we have disagreements. Some people, I believe, are disagreeable. Others are playfully disagreeable. The advocate, we say. Wherever groups of people gather, we do not always agree on everything. We don't, because God has created us different from one another. We can arrive at certain degrees of agreement, but sometimes we must agree to disagree. I'm reminded of the story that comes to us from the borderland in the Andes Mountains between Chile and Argentina. There is there a statue, Christ the Redeemer of the Andes. Most of us know the giant statue over Rio de Janeiro of Christ of the Andes, they sometimes call it. But this was a statue that was designed by Mateo Alonso in order to bring about a peaceful resolution to the disagreement between Chile and Argentina. They disagreed about the border. They disagreed about where the diocese begins and ends up in the mountains. They disagreed about everything. But finally, a peace was arrived at by the erection, the making and the erection in 1904 of this wonderful statue. Jesus stands high on the mountain, a cross in one hand and a hand opened in blessing in the other. It appeared that at last peace would come between Argentina and Chile. But it wasn't very long before someone noticed that the people of Chile felt slighted because Jesus seemed to be turned more toward the Argentinian side than the Chilean side there on the border. The anger grew so much that it appeared that the conflict would resume. Cannons would fire, guns would fire. The resolution came when a newspaper man said in an article in Chile, the people of Argentina need more watching over than the Chileans do. That joke brought about relative peace, and the dedication for the statue continues. Much improvement through the centuries as it weathers very difficult, hostile environments way up in the mountains, below 30-degree temperature, but still a sign. Strife always comes. Disagreements come. We get our feelings hurt. I remember the old poem that goes something like, to dwell above with saints we love, oh, that will be glory. But to dwell below with saints we know, well, that's another story. We must find ways with those around us in our society, in our country, in our world, to find the glory of above alive with us here and now. Be those who seek for peace. Thank you for letting me share with you. and God bless.